Hey, good morning, everybody. Tornado warning just popped. I'm getting the information right now. Making sure I'm live first. I see what they're seeing, though. Sure, this one jarred a lot of people awake. Okay, we are live. So tornado warning now issued for Rapides Parish. This includes Alexandria for a strong couplet feature on the head of the line. The couplet that's right here. That's what we're looking at. This little notch right here that is now just south of 49, between 49 and 28, south of the Boyce exit. So probably south of around mile marker 100 to 97, that area. If you're out in Boyce, it looks like this is just to your south. But this is the feature we're looking at right here, tracking just south of Highway 1, Highway 49, and north of 28. This is going to continue on toward the east, and let me go ahead and put this in motion. And yeah, so it's kind of that same area we were watching that has pulsed back up, and this tornado warning is going to include all of your main population centers in northern Rapides Parish. So this is going to include Alexandria, Pineville, Ball, Tioga. Sorry, I'm looking at a billion things. I know these towns. All the way out toward Labousse and Colleen. There is your area that we're watching most closely, and I'm gonna take this lapse down to 30 minutes so it's shorter and we're not cluttering it up with as much of the old stuff. But yeah, I'm sure that was a heck of a way to wake up for a lot of you with that tornado warning. Now, the good news, and I use that term very loosely, is that this doesn't look overly strong. It's a strong signal in that it's very obvious, and I'm seeing that there is that threat, but it's not like this would not be one of those tornadoes that like we saw up in Nebraska and Iowa the other day. Let's take a look over at the debris. Not seeing anything showing up yet, but that is a lagging indicator. That means that is something that shows up after you have the problem. And right now, let's go in and just take you into the areas that are about to see this. Rapid Station Road. So that would be exit 94 off the interstate. That's out around the Love Station. If you're in that area, if you're close to that, Jimmy Brown Road, you see the roads there. Let me zoom in on this area. This is where it's headed. That's right where the Love Station is on 49. This is probably in its next scan going to be very close to there. So don't think, hey, this looks like it's far off here. That's going to be moving at about 30 to 40 miles per hour, I do believe. And let me check this on the, let's see. This is moving east at 35. This is capable of producing a tornado, and this is a tornado warning that is in effect until 2. So they're not going out very long on these warnings, which I think is smart because these storms, they've been kind of spinning up, and then we'll see that go away. This is going to be near Alexandria, Pineville, Alexandria International Airport, Timber Trails around 140. So that's roughly now. And then Ball, Kingsville, Tioga, 145, Paradise around 150. This impacts areas along Interstate 49 between mile marker 99 and 80. So if you are anywhere downstream from this, you have that tornado warning that includes all of Alexandria, Pineville, Kingsville, every, like I said, all the population centers here. This includes all of that. And this tornado warning is in effect until 2 o'clock. I'm going to take a look at a different radar. It's a little further away. See, that's noise there. Not seeing anything. Yeah, it's going to be on the lower level scans that we see anything out of this because this is going to be generated in the lower levels here. This isn't your traditional kind of supercell thunderstorm. This is the leading edge of a squall line. And right there, just along and just south of I-49 again, right out around that Love Station, or Love's gas station at Rapid Station Road, north of 28 and near 49. I'd say this is much closer to 49 if we see something. This is going to continue on to the east. If you are not in this warning, if you're north of this, you're good. You're good from the standpoint of the tornado threat. So I see some questions coming from that. You're okay at this point north of this, but right now in northern Rapides Parish, we are seeing this severe thunderstorm. And what I'm going to do quickly is take a look at the camera. Let's see. Power outages popped up. Yeah, 2,100 power outages in the area. Sabine and Vernon Parish are the big winners on that. And looking to the west, I'm actually going to tilt this a little bit further toward the northwest, as I think that's going to be our best chance. But this, looking at this on radar right now, moving out again toward the Love Station, if you are within a couple of miles of that, that's where this thing is really wrapping up right now. And so there is a tornado warning in effect until 2 o'clock. I'll go back to radar as, well, actually, let me... because if something were happening, I'd be able to see on this camera, I'd be able to see power flashes and things like that. Looks like just lightning from what I'm seeing right now. I'm not seeing any of those big blues right near the ground or anything like that. But that is your storm that's coming in. I'm going to watch and see as this lights up to see if I see anything. And yeah, I'm not seeing any sort of feature. But, I'm dependent on the lightning. This is in like night vision mode here, so I'm just kind of squinting to see what I see. And as of now, I think the radar is going to be our better bet. But we'll look at this again here in just a couple of minutes. But a tornado warning remains in effect until 2 o'clock. That is for Rapides Parish. That is for the northern half of Rapides Parish. If you're in the warning, your phone blew up, and that's why there are 1,800 of you in here right now. That thing was that was obnoxiously loud. Tornado warning, though, in effect. This is right along Highway 1, Highway 49, from the Rapides Station exit down to the southeast, looking at some of these areas, Old Boyce Road, the Driftwood Trailer Park, if that rings a bell, Airbase Road, England Drive, right out near the air park. That's where this is going to be moving, and kind of near the Red River. So if you're close to the river, it looks like this is going to continue on toward the east. Let's put this in motion for the last half hour. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button, but that right there, pretty good signature that we have something surging out ahead of this main line here. And I will go back to that camera in just a second, but I'm going to put it in motion here real quick. And it's real clear to see. I mean, this is your storm wind here. When you have this kind of homogeneous green blob out there, that's wind all moving in one direction. When you have the greens and the reds right next to each other, that's when things are spinning. And we do have that tornado warning that's in effect here now for northern Rapides Parish, for Paradise, Kingsville, Pineville, Alexandria, anywhere in this area, pretty much, I'd say north of Inglewood there, the Inglewood Plantation, that area, and then east of Gardner. That's where this tornado warning is. This is generally, it looks like north of 28. I think this is going to head more toward Pineville than Alexandria. So if you're south of the traffic circle, or if you're near the traffic circle, that area, I think the worst of this stays to your north. This is kind of a fast moving situation here, but you can see this is tracking east, maybe just a shade north of east, as this area right here is what we're watching, and that's what's heading in toward the north side of the river. I think this is going to probably cross the river here right before it gets into Pineville, Kingsville, that area. So if you are in those areas, you want to go ahead and seek shelter right now. As many walls between you and the outside as you can get, and just your typical tornado safety stuff. Bathtub, as many walls between you and the outside as you can get, and center room kind of thing. A small center room, that's your best bet. This, I have not seen a confirmed tornado with this. This is one we are warning because of the potential here, and again, it's right on the front edge of this. So once you get back into that heavier rain, your severe threat's gonna drop off pretty quickly. But along that leading edge, along that kind of spoke that's moving out, you see that surge out here. That's where we are looking at the potential for this tornado to develop right along Interstate 49. Let me see where the last update had this. So that would be moving past that exit there, exit 94 at Rapides Station. This is now heading down toward the area around Cracker Barrel, the north side of the air park. And, right along 49 here. Let's go ahead in here and take a look at some of these streets. If you see your street there, Carla Street, Kathy, Lanny, Old Boyce Road, Capel Road, Airbase Road, all these areas, these are the ones that you're next in line to see this. Plantation Road, if you're on that north end as you get toward North Bolton there, Highway 1, that's about the farthest south I could see this going, but we'll just have to kind of watch this. You can see the motion here in the last 10 to 15 minutes has been very consistent, and if we extrapolate that out, you know, we're gonna let's do a little storm track here. If it's moving out like this, 35 miles per hour, let's see, good enough. I mean, you can see that's the area that we're going to see our highest chance for impact here. So eventually, Roe Gully, Monroe Highway, Essler Field Road, Military Highway up there into Pineville. If you are a little further north up there, where Military hits 165, that area, that's where this is probably going to move right through. And we still have that tornado warning in effect until 2 o'clock. I don't see much weakening on that. So right now, again, located right along the river, Highway 49, up there just north of the air park, and in that area, kind of like where like North Bayou Rapides Elementary, where that area. Trying to think of some visuals for you, like the Montessori Educational Center, that area. That's where we are seeing this. That's where this warning. That's where the worst of this storm is right now. I'm going to actually take a look over at the camera and put this back into that mode. And if we are going to see something, it would be, I might have to adjust this also. So we're going to be looking for the lightning. Let's see. Just 1 second, folks. A lot of buttons to push. So I'm going to go and I'm going to move this a little bit further to where we're seeing more of more toward the northwest, and just see if I see anything going on here. As that lightning, because I mean you're dependent on lightning to light this all up right now. And I see the leading edge here. I see the what I thought would be just an outflow boundary, but clearly still some inflow going into this storm. So lightning happening. Not seeing. See, I need a big sustained flash like that to actually see things. But as of right now, not seeing anything on the camera. This is pointed northwest from Texas Avenue. We are looking up north of the Coliseum, that area. So northwest from this camera. And I'm actually going to move it just a little bit more. I know I run into an issue where I'm going to actually be kind of bumped up against the tower here that this is mounted on. But yeah, that's a better angle. And you can also have this camera feed streaming on YouTube, on the Cenlaw Weather YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that. It's free, or you can just go pop it up and look at it. I mean, it's there. It's subscribing is just a way for you to get notifications and things like that. But I'm looking right in here, this area, when it lit up that last time. That was something that looked pretty interesting. So that's if we have something going on, this is the area I'm watching right in here. I'm going to go back over to radar in a second. Trust me, I have it all up here. So I've got everything. I've got all the buttons are being pushed here, and forgive me if I look away and miss something. I'm trying to see it all here. But that is quite a surge now showing up on the radar. And this tornado warning is for Alexandria, Pineville, Northern Rapides Parish until 2 a.m. The way it looks now, I think they would continue on with that. This is a pretty nasty-looking storm here. It unfortunately doesn't have a ton of lightning, so I can't see all this. But I'm going to wait just a second here, see if we see that. The tornado warning continues, though, across Northern Rapides Parish for at least the next 8 minutes, and if it could possibly get extended a little bit. Just looking to see if I see any definitive signs of rotation or anything. You can see out at the airport in the last 5 minutes, they have dropped down to 66 degrees. This is the area we're looking at right here. Good news is I'm not seeing power flashes. The bad news is we're going to go back over to radar and take a look, and here is what is going on. Let me take that storm track off, and we'll go back and look at the base velocity. This surge coming through toward Tioga and Kingsville right now. This is the area we're watching. If you are right now watching from the Roe Gully area, if you're up there where Monroe Highway splits 165 to 71, where that split happens, right by Mary Hill Road, by that campground there, that's where this is headed next. So Roe Gully up toward where it was Stallnickers, that area where Stallnickers used to be, up into Tioga. Essler Field Road downstream of this, and right now that is where we at least are going to see some strong gusty winds out of all this. And I am, it's getting kind of bumpy out here. If I lose power, I'm going to come back on through the phone. I have it all charged up and everything. The generator is not quite fired up just yet, but I'm going to go back over to the camera for a second. Take a look at this and show you what we have, because I have a smaller view of it up here. Sorry about that. That right there, let me take myself off for a second. I'll keep the voice up. But that right there, I hesitate to call it a wall cloud because I can't really see everything that's going on here. But you can see the motion in those clouds. And this is looking from Texas Avenue toward the northwest. And this is the area of concern that we are seeing right now. And what I'm watching here is for power flashes. I'm also watching to see if lights go out. If we see, if we see the power go out, if we see, that could be due to strong winds. And look at the wind up there now, 44 miles per hour at the airport. That's pretty impressive stuff. Let me see something real quick. But yeah, that right there, that storm, very visible here on the camera as it continues to move through. And that tornado warning now in effect for areas especially north of the Red River here in northern Rapides Parish. If you are in Kingsville, if you are along Military Highway 165, 71, that area, you are under the gun right now. Yeah, the airport just went 44 and gusted to 62 miles per hour. So this storm is absolutely producing severe wind at the very least. So that was in the last 5 minutes we saw that report, and this is that wind surge is headed toward Kingsville and Paradise right now. Very visible here. Just to take a look, we're seeing actually higher things, higher gusts at the ground level here. So if you are in Paradise, Kingsville, Ball, Tioga, Timber Trails, that area, that is where we have that is where this potential tornado is right now. This is just right here, moving right across 167 and 165 up in Pineville. Very, busy area right there. But you're now that we've seen that 62 mile per hour wind gust out at the airport, you are probably gonna see that all through up in these areas. So I think we're gonna see some folks losing power. Oh, I can pop myself up again, I guess, if that matters. But right now, that main surge of activity coming across Tioga, Paradise, it's right there at 165 and 167, right there near everything, right, the kind of the hub of Pineville right there by the Walgreens, Walmart, things like that. If you're in that area, if you live close to that, you are going to probably see some gusty wind at the very least. That's where that surge of heavier wind is coming out. Back here to the west, it does not look as pronounced, but certainly quite a rough storm here heading across northern Rapides Parish. Let me see if the National Weather Service is, they're just reporting the 62 mile an hour wind gust. Yeah, measured wind of 62 at the airport, and that thing seems to run low to me at some point. So I do want to take one more look at the camera. Should be a little bit past this by now. Yeah, but you can see the clouds on the camera. They're moving quickly now, feeding kind of into the backside of this here, and that's the worst of this is pretty much getting close to that leading edge, is getting close to the camera site right now. So I'm not going to be able to see anything on that. I do want to quickly look, see those power outages. They have not updated yet. That updates, I think, every 15 minutes or something. But we're going to see some power outages in the area as this storm continues to surge through. Just had a little flicker here. Please, I have battery backup that lasts a few minutes to protect from that. But if we go down here for a half hour or something, I'm going to have to get on the phone and do it old school. But if you're not in this tornado warning right now, and you're west of this tornado warning, things are looking good for you from that standpoint. Problem is, we have that flooding threat that's going to build in behind this. It looks like they also issued a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 a.m. That'll be gone pretty soon here in the western edge of this. But that is a new watch that is in effect now, that was just issued here for Avoyelles, Rapides, Beauregard, Allen, Evangeline, and St. Landry Parish. That goes until 9 a.m. But the main show right now is a tornado warning with confirmed 62-mile-per-hour winds out at the airport in Alexandria. And now that is just surging right through Kingsville, Paradise, Ball, Tioga, all those areas up there. Looks a little less pronounced, so that's good. Still seeing a pretty good wind signature there. So I think we're going to see, and we're looking at 1,800 feet up, 2,000 feet right on the leading edge of this. So we're not seeing down into the surface with this storm. So it's impossible to see the surface with all this stuff, or very low levels. That's because that radar is about 45 miles west of us here, but still getting that sign that there is a surge of wind coming through. Go back to the video. Hold on. I did not see any sort of funnel. I mean, feel free, if you go back and see something and you want to screenshot it or whatever, let me know. Hold on just 1 second. I have one little housekeeping thing to do. Sorry about that, folks. Cat's gotta go. Usually it's all fun and games for her, but we can't risk losing power because of that. So yeah, I did not see anything there. It's possible, but I'll have to look back at the video. Gonna go back onto radar. Yeah. Yes, you never know. When you do this stuff from home, you never know what's gonna happen. So it looks like that warning was allowed to expire. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. Okay, this one's a new one. That's just clipping Beauregard Parish there. So let's take a deep breath, and hopefully, now that that wind signature is still there, I can see him going back with a severe thunderstorm warning or something like that. But we are looking like that tornado threat has at least dropped a decent bit. I don't see anything about them reissuing. They're just talking about the new severe thunderstorm watch. So there goes that line of storms through the area. Gusty winds, quite possible. We could see some wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. We officially did see that out at the airport. And then a new severe thunderstorm warning just clipping southwestern Beauregard Parish as these storms continue to move in from Texas. Now, this out here, this area, that's the one we were watching earlier. That I'm going to wait and see if they reissue a warning, but you can see how this line kind of stretches back here then, and that's why we now have a flood warning for parts of Vernon and Beauregard Parish, and we could see this expanding as that very heavy rain on the order of 2 to 3 inches per hour moves through Rapides Parish. So please let me know if you have any sort of damage or any issues there. Let me see. And I'll go back and look at the camera stuff. We can go back on YouTube and check that out, and that's what I'll do while I'm sitting here kind of recollecting things. And if we see another warning pop up, I mean, it's a click of a button. I'll be live in 10 seconds. So 2,300 of you. I can't leave if I've got that many people here. I mean, eventually I'm going to, because I'll have to stop at some point. But yeah, I know that woke a lot of people up when that alert went out. And what I'm doing is just pulling up the camera, and I'm going to look back here. I can hear that rain cranking out at the house. Let me see. Okay, actually, I have to reboot one little thing on the camera, so I am going to jump away for a minute. I will come back live should we see something worth. There's that. Okay, so they do have that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, what I'm going to do is reboot that while we'll just stay on the fly here. It'll be an empty chair for a second. I'm gonna reboot one little thing. All right. Sorry about that. Got to be your own IT department and all that good stuff with these things. So, rebooting the cameras. Now I see that rain falling. Unfortunately, that means that I'll have to look back and see what we had on the actual live feed, and I won't be able to go back and see what was going on when I do get the new cameras in, which it's going to happen, I assure you. That is going to allow me to have that all archived, and I won't be at the whim of YouTube and whatever screw-ups I may, foist upon these things. But there's your new severe thunderstorm warning. This includes the area out 28 west. That's a combination of west and east. Come on, it's not 7 a.m., Nick. You can't do this yet. This is out 28 east. Holloway, Buckeye, that area out toward Laboose. You were under the tornado warning. That has now transitioned to a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm located over Paradise or near Pineville, moving east at 35. The hazards are 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Locations include Alexandria, Pineville, Ball, Kingsville, DeVille, Labouse, Tioga, Esler, Field, Holloway, and Paradise. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly in these scenarios. It's not a likely scenario, but it is something along that little surge there where we could certainly see that. Now let's take a look at velocity here, and you can see it was really hot back here as it was moving across northern Rapides Parish. Now as it's getting into the northeast part of the parish up there toward Labouse, we are losing a bit of that signal. So I am just looking. Lost power and Ball. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that. Yeah, it is windy. And it is bumping right here. Lights out on Pardue. No hail hitting the house here. I have not heard it. But we do have a lot of heavy rain falling out there. Let me jump over. It's going to go to the camera, but I really wanted to jump over. It's obviously raining hard in town now. Wanted to see those power outages, and yeah, that has not updated yet, but we should see these updating shortly, and most likely going to see a lot of those coming into Rapides Parish as well. So I know some of you have already lost power, and it's all this guy's fault right here. That looked like there was some rotation in there. We did get a gust as this crossed the airport at 62 miles per hour, and now you can see lots of heavy rainfall, and that's stretching back to the west. So notice here, it's moving quickly to the east, and then you cut back into this light to moderate rain to the north. For us down here in Rapides Parish, it moves to the east, but look what's west, and that's just going to kind of regenerate, and we're going to see a resurgence in these storms, and they're just going to kind of train over the same locations. Hopefully this does start to move a little quicker here in the next couple hours, but I do think we get at least a couple hours of very heavy rainfall for parts of Rapides, Vernon, and northern Beauregard. Maybe we eventually get that down into northern Allen and Evangeline, parts of Avoyelles, and even St. Landry a little bit later on. But no tornado warnings right now, just that severe thunderstorm warning that is just to the east of Alexandria. Now the worst of this storm is up again toward Buckeye, Labouse, Esler Field, seeing this one right now. It's raining really hard at the house. I've heard some thunder and everything, but fortunately, keeping power, and extra fortunately, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. I'm going to regroup, take a look at a couple of things. I'll be back live here probably not that long, I'm thinking. Certainly, I'll jump on for any tornado warning, but I just wanted to reassure you and keep with this as this was happening. I'm not seeing any sort of confirmed reports of anything as of yet, but I'll be watching for that and watching your comments as well. Regarding any other areas in the severe threat right now, I think that the highest threat's going to be right along the edge of that line, that front edge of this line of severe thunderstorms. And then we're going to see that flooding threat that's really going to materialize over the next few hours across Rapides, Vernon, Avoyelles, and again, northern Beauregard, Allen, and Evangeline Parish. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'll see you back in a bit.